So if you can all see my screen. I'm going to share my screen now. So good day to everybody. My name is Nichole Stylianou. For those that see me for the first time, I am MCTC's nutritionist and dietitian. And the topic today is the guidance for behavioral change to achieve healthy lifestyle. So it's focused on strategies and ways that support this idea of how important it is to achieve a healthier lifestyle and ways on how to overcome some fears you might have and get the strength upon yourselves to do that. So first of all, we have to discuss about the idea of having your own power. Power actually is the ability to direct or influence the behavior of yourselves and others or the course of events. Through having the power to control your thoughts and emotions, you can achieve everything, even behavioral change. It is very important to have the confidence that you have your own strength to set some goals and get started so you can achieve the outcome that you want without having a relapse that we're going to explain in few slides from now. What does that mean and what can we do to overcome these obstacles that might come in the way while we start a plan. So behavior actually is the way we react, we respond under different circumstances, especially towards others. So it's the way we behave while we are with others, while alone, while we react in our environment, with our friends, with our colleagues, at our job. Everything that we do is affected by our behavior, how we respond. A behavior change now is considered as a change in individual's behavior when it is considered with the previous behavior. So these changes might be permanent or temporary. So there might be some changes in thinking, the way we respond, the way we react in our relationships, as we said, our emotions and our interpretations. How do we behave while we are working? Where we get stressed, when we are angry? What is our relationship with food? How do we behave? What do we choose to eat when we are happy, when we are sad, when we are mad about something? So these all create our ways of behaving through different things. And these changes in the behavior can be classified as good or bad, depending on the behavior affected. So unfortunately, most of the time, the behavior tends to change into a negative behavior rather than a positive type of behavior because due to different things that are happening in our lives, they tend to push us to a more negative behavior. So for an example, if you are sad, if you are feeling overwhelmed, too many responsibilities while working in our house, in our families, with our friends, depending each one of you on your own situation, most of the time when we feel under pressure, instead of having the power to change our behavior towards the better, we tend to go towards the worst, like might be overeating, might be getting upset or angry, and maybe scream, maybe behave in a way that we are not used to we're not used to behaving when we are feeling happy and relaxed. Another thing that influences to a negative behavior is medication and some side effects. So these are important factors that you need to consider before getting started deciding on a behavioral change. I want to gain the power, you have to say, to change into a positive behavior and have the strength to do it rather than going into a worse behavior. And actually, there are some theories that support this change into a positive behavior that I would like to discuss because it's important to know what it's behind some theories that happen and influence these changes. The first theory we're going to talk about is the behaviorist. which is the theory of learning based on the idea that all behaviors are based on interactions of the environment. So what does that mean? Is for an example, you get a reward from your employer for a good behavior. Then someone wants to continue doing that type of behavior to get another reward, to get an embrace, and they feel happy about it. So behaviorism pushes them to do this positive type of behavior to get the reward feeling. The self-efficacy theory is confidence to control your own motivation. So an example here is that when somebody has a chronic illness and has the confidence that they get back on track and improve their health through doctor's recommendation. So you are sick or you have a problem with your heart or another health issue, whatever you can imagine a health issue might be. So you visit the doctor. The doctor cites you some medication or some goals to follow, or a specific diet that you must follow to help your health improve. So you have the confidence that if you follow these recommendations, you will get better. So this is the self-efficacy theory. The change model is a concept, theories, and methodologies that provide detailed approach for a bigger change, for an organizational change, for a broader group of people to make a change. And is related to a large-scale changes that supports transformation, and it provides ideas and resources that are based on a unique special situation that you need and you want to change. Another theory is the modification theory that is focused on modifying the behavior. It shows systemic ways to change the behavior using the principles of conditioning. So it means learning by association and reinforcement, and it's also involved in a long-term type of changes in a person's behavior. So a positive reinforcement will be the reward again. It's similar to the previous one, but here another type of example to show, because I'm going to show a lot of examples today, so you can, it will be much easier to understand how to achieve this change. So, for example, someone is late to work every day because they have to take their child to school, or for a seafarer is late or it needs more time to complete their daily tasks of the requirements of their job because of bad weather conditions, or because there might be bad weather during the night and the person wakes up and they feels dizzy and sick, but still they must work. So if the employer or if the program is designed this way that gives a little bit more time for that person to perform their duties, or start a bit later through the day and still finish their duties, then this person will feel highly motivated, grateful, and actually will be more productive and produce even more and better, and will feel happy to thank this change that was adjusted based on the situation. This is the modification theory. It's helping other people to change their behavior towards the best through giving them some rewards that are designed based on their own schedule and program. The cognitive behavior theory is mainly based on that our thoughts, emotions, and body sensations and behaviors are all connected, and that what we do affects how we feel. So exposing an individual into the matters that cause anxiety and record their feelings through doing different things that cause them stress, anxiety, sadness, or whatever might be feeling happy. So through recording them, then you see where there is space for a behavioral change to provide advices to them on how to change step by step. And these are divided into 4 components through thoughts and cognitions, feelings, emotions, behaviors, and psychology, your own biology, what you as a person can do to change and how do you feel. Another cycle or model that I would like to talk, which is very important for everybody to know, this trans-theoretical model, because if you know on which stage you fall, then you are more ready to decide upon making a change. Or if you see a person at your job, on the vessel, or at your family, a family member, so you know at which stage they are, and you can suggest to them, advise them, or not tell them to change because they might not be ready. So the first stage is the pre-contemplation stage. It's a stage where people are not thinking about changing and not interested in any kind of help. So the people in this stage, usually they don't feel anything is wrong about their behavior, about their habits, about the way they react with food. They think everything are well and they don't need any help. So we as healthcare professionals, we advise if you see a person close to you, near to you in your environment that is in the pre-contemplation stage, don't bother to advise them because they are not ready to listen, and you might say something that will affect them even more negatively and not wanting to change. So this person, though, if it has a problem, slowly it will move into the contemplation stage where they will start noticing that something is wrong and they need to change their behavior through interactions with other people, through showing some symptoms on their health, through gaining some weight, depending on various aspects. So the contemplation stage is where the problem exists and the person starts thinking seriously of overcoming it. Is the stage that they are not committed yet, though. They know they have a problem, they are not sure what to do with it, and they are not ready to start a plan. The preparation or the determination stage is where the person prepares to make the changes that are necessary for recovery. Here the person knows the problem and it's ready to take an action, to visit the doctor, to set some goals, to write down their thoughts. They are ready of doing something and they start asking the professionals or asking their family members, asking their co-workers, asking their friends on what they should do. They start gathering information. And the action stage is where they actually become actively involved in making the change in their behavior. So they are following the guidelines, they are following the recommendations, and they are actually working on changing their behavior, changing their health. And then the maintenance stage is one of the most important stages because we want the person to stay on this stage. Is the stage where the person is successful in avoiding any temptations to return to bad habits. So here it's important to note that if you feel the confidence that you are doing well, then you will stay on this stage. And if there are some times that you feel you are tired, you want to fall back, it's okay to stop your goals process for 1 day, 2 days, if you feel that you are a bit exhausted or tired, but stay close to that goal so you go back on track at the same time, not to let it fall you back in the relapse stage where the person falls back on the bad habits they have or the old habits they have, because the relapse stage is when they go back again and they need to go on the cycle from the way beginning. So mainly we are going to discuss about healthy eating. So how do we change our behavior for healthier living, healthier eating? So knowing that eating well means living well. Everybody knows this. From our previous webinars and conferences, we discuss about healthy eating results in better quality of life. It fights illnesses and boosts the immune system. It helps to maintain healthy body weight. It regulates blood glucose levels at normal range. It controls blood pressure, controls cholesterol levels to be at the normal range. And overall, a balanced diet and exercise can destroy free radicals that they are the ones that lead to early aging. And early aging means development of chronic illnesses and health issues. So eating well involves eating the right amount and quality of food. How much energy is needed for an individual through food intake. And energy is measured in calories. So how many calories are enough for a person to keep them moving, keep them forward, keep them having the healthy weight? Eat well is based on an individual's health status, weight, age, bone structure, and environment. So not all the guidelines, there are some general guidelines that everybody must follow, but then the eating well or a well-balanced meal must be designed on a personal level regarding the characteristics of their own organism and also their health status. So healthy eating, you must consider that it's always about the where you eat, when you eat it, why you eat it, and how you eat it. So it's a whole interaction of things you do. How you feel when you are eating something, why you want to eat that, what makes you feel happy. When do you want to eat or choose to eat something? When you're feeling angry, happy, sad, hungry, sad, when you are with friends laughing, depending on your own situation and where do you usually go to sit and eat, or you eat while standing. All this, if you consider personally, each one of you, these 4 elements, they will help you understand if you need to make a change in the behavior in association with food. So everybody knows that some deficiencies in some major nutrients like zinc, iron, selenium, vitamin A, B, E, C might affect your immune system, but also your overall psychology of having your own power. So it's important to have a balanced diet because it supports all the meaning of having your own strength to follow a specific plan to change your health. Deficiencies in major nutrients can lead also to other problems like diabetes, heart diseases, eye problems, but also can lead to malnutrition that also lead to other severe health issues. So there is a problem also with malnutrition, with undernutrition, with eating less than needed, because people tend to be afraid to choose what to eat, so they tend to eat less and unhealthy things. So this is another important factor that you can think about. And I'm going to show you here some tips for healthy living, but important for you to see, maybe you want to change something of these things for yourselves. So meals should be higher in fiber, starchy carbohydrates, high consumption of fruits and vegetables, high consumption of fish and a portion of oily fish, healthy fats that are healthy and very beneficial for the brain to work properly and their circulation of the blood in your body. Decrease the intake of saturated fat and sugar. Decrease the consumption of salt, 6 grams and less for a day for adults, approximately. To stay active and at healthy weight, this might be a goal for you. To stay hydrated, another goal. Never skip breakfast might be another goal that you would like to change. So let's take a moment and discuss before showing ways about habits, because habits play important and major role in the behavior we'll have. Habits are routines that are practiced regularly. They are described as actions that arise from internal and external triggers. So what do we mean here? Everything we do in our lives is depending on habits. It's like routines. It's affected by our culture we live in, our religion, our group of friends, our colleagues on the vessel, the way we respond and we behave every day in our family. So habits are things you do automatically every day or every twice a week, depending on the thing, without even thinking of it, because it's a habit. So making healthy eating a habit would be the best way to go. So often we do what we need to do, but we don't do it after all, because we don't have the habit of doing it. So we know what we should be eating, but we don't choose to eat it because it's not a habit for us. So how do we change this habit? We need to make a routine, the healthy diets, because routine is a problem. If you are not used to do it, you won't do it after all. And they are the key in maintaining the healthy type of diet. If you do not have these habits in place, then new habits will come and go. So what we mean here? You have to write down the new habits you would like to achieve, because through knowing what you want, it will be easier for you to actually do it after all. So an example might be exercise regularly or following a specific diet plan. So these habits, they have 4 elements. Is the cue, the routine, the reward, and an additional element is the craving. So behaviors are shaped over time. What do we mean by cue? So cue is whatever triggers the behavior, the place we live in, the time, sometimes what you see here and your emotional state, it triggers your behavior. The routine is something like the second nature. You wake up every day at 6 o'clock. Sometimes you don't set your alarm and you still wake up because it's a routine for you. The reward, how nice, how good you feel upon yourselves while doing something, or how good it makes you feel when you eat something. This is a reward that makes you feel nice. And the craving is something that makes you want something so much, and through eating it you will feel again nice. So we're going to show an example here. So as we said that cue triggers the habit, the location, let's start about the cue. So you need chocolate at 3 p.m. every day. The cue is the time that at 3 p.m. you seek a chocolate every day. The routine is the craving of the chocolate that becomes a routine. Every day at 3 o'clock, it's a routine for you. You want the chocolate, and it becomes automatic. And you might not used to be doing it before, but now once you have started, it becomes a habit. So how do we change this? We can change this through we can change this through doing some few steps. At 3 p.m., you might not want the chocolate. You might want the break. So instead of seeking for the chocolate, you can go walk around the deck and still get your break. Or you might get something sweet, maybe coming from fruit, maybe a nice smoothie, maybe a whole meal bar that still gives you the sweet sensation. It will not be the chocolate that you might need. So the key factors usually when people are saying, when you tell them to change, is that they are not motivated enough. What I would say is that you don't need to depend on motivation, because motivation comes and goes. Usually some days we are motivated in doing things, and some other days we feel tired, we feel exhausted, the weather might not be nice, we might different things that affect your life, and you might lose your motivation. So what will keep you going is consistency and repetition that leads to automatic behavior. And habits takes 40% of this behavior. So if you make it a habit, you will do it even if you are not motivated. You will go to exercise. You will exercise even though you are not motivated that day, because you feel that you must do it. So you need to create your own nutrition habits based on your own needs. If you are used to eat specific things, then it's easier to choose on those regularly, because we do it automatically. We grab a fruit every day if we are used to grab a fruit when we feel we need a snack. So always be patient, because we need approximately a year to get used to this new type of habits. Keep working on this and they will become easier. It's not an easy factor. We all know it. And you must not blame yourself if you are not doing so well every day. Another example of making your own routine is that if you are a morning person or you like coffee so much, you have the idea that it's ideal for you. You want the coffee every day. Okay, you can start thinking, how many coffees do I eat per day? I drink 5. Okay, maybe you start thinking I should decrease this amount to less coffees per day. So you start designing your new habits. What time of the day do I think that I need this coffee so much? I need it because I want a break again, or I am feeling tired. I want some energy. I don't want to eat. I want to have coffee. So if you know the reasons that make you choose the coffee, then you might start drinking something else and still get your break and still get your energy, and having your coffee twice a day. Statistics say that 2 to 3 cups of coffee per day are considered as healthy. But why not keeping them in 2 times per day? So you have your own power that you can stick to the 2 and maybe have some tea instead of coffee the 3rd time or the 4th time. Another example is the behavior we think other people have. A family member, a colleague, we might say they don't like vegetables. So usually we create this routine in ourselves. We don't introduce to them vegetables because we think and we feel they won't choose them because they don't like them. But if you start thinking differently and suggest to them types of vegetables every day, they might start trying to taste them and they might like them and they might start eating vegetables. It's nice to grab a pencil if you have near you and a piece of paper, so you can write down what would you like to change for yourself. It might be a nice exercise for you to do today, to write one thing you would like to change. So for example, it might be weight loss. So I want to lose weight. What will this bring to you? Why you want weight loss? The reason. So if you know the reason you want to lose weight, it's important because it will help you get started. I want to lose weight because I want to move faster. My knees won't hurt. My joints won't hurt. I will be faster while doing my duties at my job, on the vessel, or depending where you are. So knowing the reason why you want to lose weight will help you to plan better, and you will take then baby steps. You choose small things that will move you to the direction. So I need to lose weight. Okay, then you will think I need to change some of my nutritional habits. So my goal is to lose weight. I would like weight loss to keep me with my daily task more easier. Again, you remind yourself about your goal to stay focused. Think of how a balanced meal will look like. So you know you want to lose weight, you know you should follow a healthy diet plan. How will this diet plan look like if I follow it? So you start thinking of preparation of these healthy meal plans. So you need to write down one problem in your diet that doesn't help you to lose weight, and you start from there. So you see, you go step by step behind the idea of losing weight. Taking you backwards, you will see how to prepare better. So this is another idea based on the previous one that says, I want to lose weight. So usually I go to the kitchen, or I buy or I eat the chocolate at a specific time. So this might be something I do that doesn't help me to lose weight. So you start from this habit and you change this habit first. Then you move to the next one, and slowly you make the change happening, instead of changing your whole diet from the very beginning into a strict program, and then you will fall back, you will fed up with it, you will be fed up with it, you get tired very easy if it's a huge plan from the beginning. So can you stick on that? Ask yourself. You can see yourself eating a specific way in 3 years from now, so you lose weight or you stay on the normal weight range. If you cannot follow this, then you have to find an easier plan for you. So it must be realistic, is what I said. A huge change in your whole diet might not be the way to go. So that's why sometimes you start a plan and you say, I'm not successful because I cannot follow them. The reason is because you set a big goal from the very beginning. So you need to step back and do the step-by-step process. Statistics have shown that this is the way most of the people achieve to lose huge amounts of kilograms or weight after all, because you need to sustain it. Also, think, how does this new habit will make you feel? If you are not enjoying the things you eat, you will not continue eating them. If you are eating something that you think is healthy, but you don't like it, then this is not the way, because we don't want you to feel sad when you eat something. So you try to find some recipes, experiment with yourself and find the best way that works for you. New recipes, new things that you can adjust to your program, and this will help you a lot, believe me. Focus on the things that take you closer to your goals. If you feel lighter and more energetic when you follow the plan, this is something happy. This is something nice that makes you feel energetic. If you feel nicer about yourself, if you feel healthier, the goals are important, so you have something measurable to work towards. And to be realistic, as we said, the goals that will keep you focused over the next 2-3 weeks must be your main idea. So the baby steps we said is these ones. To be in the next 2-3 weeks, I will follow these things so I can drop 1-2 kilos, or my blood pressure will drop, or depending on the situation. An example will be, again, I will change a specific behavior, eat vegetables for lunch. The time here is the lunch. Location, while I will be on board a vessel 3 times per week for the next 6 months that I will be on a vessel. So this is a good example. It's not every day, it's 3 times per week. So you start here and then you might change it to 4 times per week, and depending. So you establish these habits before you progress into another goal. So it becomes automatically. And think always prior setting the goals, your barriers. If you know your barriers, you are more ready. So I want to eat more fiber with my breakfast, but to achieve it, you need some oats and some fruits, dry fruits for breakfast. The barrier to that is time. I don't have time to prepare dry fruits and oatmeal, or I don't have them on board. I don't have access on it. So you think around this idea, how to increase my fiber? Maybe I should be eating more of my whole wheat bread, or I should increase my vegetables. I should drink more tea than coffee, green tea, different things that will help you increase your fiber instead of the first main idea. Or you might prepare them, if you have them on board, you might prepare them the night before and keep them in a refrigerator, or having a plan on how to follow them 2 times per week. So being prepared of your barriers will help you to overcome them. Some ways to make nutrition easier, healthy nutrition easier, are the meal planning, as we said, having a meal plan, what to follow. Food preparation is very important. Save your favorite recipes. Always work on recipes. We suggest that always to follow recipes. It's much easier for you to stick on the specific recipe, and then you add all these ingredients that are so healthy for you, that is so beneficial. Some ideas, these might be difficult on board, but if you are at home, might be easy, of freezing some of your meals to use them when you don't have time to cook them, or to pack up some lunch boxes and be ready to eat them when you don't have time to eat it, to prepare it actually. And always check upon your confidence level. So if you wrote your plan before, you have to write your confidence in achieving this goal from scale from 1 to 10. So if it is 6 or lower, then it means the goal is very difficult for you and you are not ready to make the change. So if you want to change something and you feel 6 or less, it's a bit difficult for you. You should be between 7 to 9 of level of confidence to change. So you change your goal into an easier one to falls between 7 and 9. If you feel that you are on a 10, so confident that you will achieve it, then the goal is so easy for you, and you need to change it into a little bit more difficult. So it falls into 7 to 9 to challenge you a little bit to make, because actually if you are on a 10, it means that you can push yourself a little more. Don't try to achieve something very soon. This is unrealistic. And if you start with the word I should change, then the goal is difficult right from there. It must not involve the word should. It might involve the word I will change. Schedule your goal into your own diary. This will create commitment and helps you to plan around other commitments, because we all know this is not the only one commitment we have. We have so many duties per day, so many responsibilities. So through creating one more commitment will be an easier if you see what other commitments you have through the day. Find the meals you like to cook, but find the recipes first. This might create you commitment. If you find the recipe, find the ingredients. So you go again a step behind to see where to get started from. The tracking behaviors makes behavior memorable and satisfying. Have it written down so you can mark as checked the goals completed, because through doing that, you feel satisfied upon yourselves that you actually achieved something. There are some other ways like application. You might have a paper, a calendar, something you have easy access on, and you can track your progress. Remember that all or nothing is not the way. Just because you stop doing something for one time due to special occasions like holidays and vacation does not mean that you fail. This is natural. Everybody does that. Breaking the habits 1-2 times or sometimes is not so much of a problem if you can resume from it and start again. Think how quickly you can get back on track, have the small steps and the small goals, or think of what you can learn from your lapse. For example, if being prepared to avoid them the next time, or how many special occasions do I have during 3 months period, 1 year, my culture, how many holidays do I have? So these days I won't follow my program, I won't follow it on that day, I won't follow. So you start taking out some days and you are ready for them. So the other days you are more prepared and focused. Environmental factors also play a serious role in behavioral change. So focus on ways on how to set the environment around you. This will be much easier. So here is 2 ways that I will speak about. The one is that the environment sometimes supports you, most of the time might support you. So for an example, if you eat together with coworkers, they might influence one another. You might influence one another to eat healthier. So you see the group, it eats healthy, you choose something else healthy, you cook something, you like a salad with each meal, you all will eat it, or fruits, and you avoid the sweet temptations. On the other hand, if your environment is not supporting your idea, sometimes not sharing it might be the way to go, because they might want to influence you to fall back and stop your goals stop you from achieving your goals. So you must know your own environment before sharing the information. But definitely, if you have support, it makes it more easier. That's why some people seek support, not through their environment, but through professional guidance. And when they, for example, when they offer junk food to you, it's much more difficult to keep up every day when everybody's sitting around you, is what I said. So if they support you through not offering it to you, it's much easier. You have to have the power to ignore the distractions. And always remember the reasons you have started. The reason we said in the beginning. Keep it in your mind, you will stay focused. Observe your behavior and stop criticizing yourself. Review and reset goals frequently. If you see one goal is not going the way you wanted, change your goal, not your actually, don't change your goal, change your plan. So if you see your overall goal is to lose weight, this is the main idea, change the things around it that doesn't help you to again move you towards to achieving what you want at the end. And consistency will bring you the results you like. And again, get the positive rewards. So if you have set long-term outcome results, you need to reward yourselves. And this, you must remember not to conflict your overall outcome. So it might be a nice meal you enjoy so much one time per week, or it might be the chocolate one time per week. Another idea is, let's say, for exercising. Oh, I have started an exercise. I am exercising frequently. I'm doing well. What is a reward? Instead of eating the meal you like, you might get some new training shoes or new clothes, exercise clothing, and you will feel nice about yourself. And moving towards the end, I would like to discuss that there are some indeed factors that prevent you from achieving your goals. Health sometimes comes in the way, community, personal reasons that you might be thinking might come in the way of you achieving your goals, social relationships, image, wealth, family, environment, fear of not achieving your goal, doubt on yourselves, lack of reasons, excuses you might find, distractions, procrastinations, like you want to achieve your goal right now, which this is unrealistic, lack of passion, laziness, lack of consistency, lack of discipline. Discipline is also very important to have, and having your own line and not crossing it. In this way, you can actually overcome the barriers. And perfectionism, again, is a main factor that prevents you from your goal. Never act as a perfectionist. So knowing all this might help you how to build around them and overcome the obstacles that might come in your way. A good way to set realistic goals is to write down your goals, take inventory of resources and threats, reassess and adjust as necessary, determine milestones and share your goals. And a nice way that will help you do this step by step, as we said before, is the SMART approach. The SMART means S for specific, direct, take meaningful goal. M, measurable, so quantifiable, to track progress or success, to be able to track your progress. A for attainable, so it will be realistic goal and having the tools and resources to attain it. R for relevant, your goal aligns with your company's mission. So it's not something that falls out of nowhere and you cannot follow it. And T is time. So you set yourself a deadline. I want to achieve this on a specific period of time. So you know you are prepared. Even if you don't finish on time, if you have your deadline, you will most likely finish it on time. So the conclusions are to be clear and specific with what you want to achieve, break the goals into steps, having the timeline, as we said, track your progress, acknowledge your weaknesses and take notes, have support if possible, and make sure you are having fun while doing it. Because if you're not having fun, this is not the way to go. So you are what you eat. So start thinking if you would like to have a behavioral change towards a healthier lifestyle. So definitely, if you have any questions and you would like to share, you can always send us an email. You can always request any additional information. We will upload the webinar on our YouTube channel very soon. So you will be able to, again, go back and look any information you would like to discuss. I hope that I have covered the topic, and for sure you will maybe start planning on changing some of your behaviors. Thank you so much for today.